Hi everyone, very good morning. Welcome to our verbal ability class, para summary, revision class. Let's do some. Let's do some actual CAT questions which have come in CAT in a couple of years. And yeah, so today evening again I have a special class on the Unacademy app. So these classes are free. Unacademy pay. Special live classes are free and completely free. And I'm coming at 5 p.m. and before that 2 to around 3 we'll be having our RC class, and now we'll do our para summary. So and then again probably this Sunday again a special class on doubt. So there is this Telegram channel link which is there below. In the description you can go below it, and you can go there, and you can also post your doubts there basically. So those doubts will be taken up on a Sunday special class. And then next weekend we are also planning, next Saturday we're also planning for a marathon session. Also we are bringing in a lot of teaser videos on the channel, short videos, 5 to 6 4 minutes. We are also bringing I'm also thinking of bringing a reading list for you people, so that you people can read those editorials and in those articles, and you can develop your certain sense of reading comprehension ability from a summaries standpoint, and from a diverse reading standpoint. So reading diverse articles and editorials becomes a habit for you. Also the special classes are going on. Then you can also post comments, you can also ask if you want something, or any questions, any doubts. We'll be able to help you. Probably just checking whether on So yeah, I'm coming all right. I think voice is also coming all right. You can also ask any questions if you have here. Good. So yes, so like I said that there are a lot of offerings which are free on the Unacademy app, which are like the special free live classes which are always live, which are happen live, and then they're recorded, and there are quizzes as well. And apart from that, like I always say that solving at least 1 or 2 questions of every kind is required if you are a serious aspirant, if you want to improve your scores every day. And you should be doing at least one full length test every week, and then try and analyze the results of that test properly, so that you get to understand wherever you are going wrong. And the thing is that until unless you prepare and you write and you analyze the problems and the mistakes which you are doing, I don't think it'll be very helpful for you people actually. So analyzing your mistakes is also extremely important. So my name is Anupam. This is the thing which I've achieved in life basically. And to stay in touch, install an Academy app like we've discussed. Getting a platform and then solving questions is very important. If you're not happy with the current wherever you are currently studying, and if you haven't really begun solving any questions anywhere online, if you haven't subscribed to any other platform apart from Unacademy, please try us. Plus CAT, get a subscription. There are no cost AMI for 6, 12 and 24-month subscription. Uh, the pricing, if you can see, is most cost effective, 18,900 for 24 months and 150 for 12 months. And after you get used a code Saxena Live, you will also get 10% discount. After a discount, this is what you get. So if you look at the pricing standpoint, this is the most amazing pricing which you can get across board, and the kind of quality and the kind of dedication and the uh, uh, kind of features which we provide in our app, unmatchable. I can say that for sure. Coming to today's class, let's again discuss that what is happening here is that uh, see, the idea is that anything the author or the people who will be writing the questions for you will be creating questions for you. They will try and take you on a joyride. They will try and try and create options in a way which you will be tempted to mark to answer. Now the only solution is that you solve so many questions. You make summaries of n number of RCs, of n number of editorials and articles, so that reading these 5 lines, 4 lines is a child's play for you. I'll again say para summary and odd one out are relatively easier questions in CAT, in which you can easily get, you can get 4 5 questions out of 6 correct easily with less amount of effort in preparation, and also when you are actually writing the examination. Little bit of smartness has to be used, little bit of technique has to be used. For example, if you see that somewhere unlike has been used, okay, artificial embryo twinning is low-tech unlike. Artificial embryo twinning is relatively low-tech way to make clothes. So it is saying low-tech. So it's here they have used unlike. So is this unlike unlike related to whatever has been said here? Is this usage of unlike actually correct here in 3? We don't know. Okay, then it says, then whatever has been said here, is it directly matching, or is it conveying the same idea or not? This has to be taken care. So if you can very quickly see, okay, there's certain things which you can quickly see very quickly that, okay, this thing, that embryo twinning is low tech unlike the natural development of twins from embryo after fertilization, is this. If you read this properly, you'll be able to find that, okay, option number 3 is correct or not. I'm not saying that it's correct or not, I'm just saying that you can, the ability to find out bad options improves if you have understood the paragraph properly, if you made a bit of notes, if you have understood, and like we've discussed in previous classes, the summary or the central idea of the every paragraph. Let's read quickly. Artificial embryo twinning is, let's try and solve them fast today, okay? Let's not be slow, let's try and solve fast. Embryo twinning is a relatively low-tech way to make clones. Okay? Relatively low-tech way to make clones. As the name suggests, this mimics the natural development that creates identical twins. Okay, so here it says unlike the development of, so it never said that the option that here in this first 2 lines, artificial embryo twinning is a relatively low-tech way to make clones. As the name suggests, this technique mimics the natural process that creates identical twins. So artificial embryo twinning is low-tech unlike the natural development of identical twins. This was nowhere mentioned. This is how it is. Okay. So just by reading first 2 lines, we get to know that option number 3 is incorrect. Okay. In nature, twins form very early in the development when embryo splits into two. It says that twins form very early in the development when embryo splits into two. Twinning happens in first days after egg and sperm join, while embryo is just made of a small number of unspecialized cells. Each half of the embryo continues dividing on its own, ultimately developing into a separate, complete individuals. Since they developed from separate, same fertilized egg, the resulting individuals are genetically identical. They're saying that twinning happens in early stage, from very early when the development, when embryo splits into two parts, into two. In first days after the egg and the sperm join, while embryo is made of just a small number of specialized cells, and each. So what are they saying, that the artificial embryo twinning is a relatively low technology way. It's not very highly technological, and probably not for sure, but maybe it is not very costly also. We don't know. It's saying that this means copies the natural process in which twins happens, and that process is that they form, twins form very early in development, and they split into two very early, and twinning happens in first days after egg and sperm join, while embryo is just made of a small number of unspecialized cells, and the embryo is in very immature condition. The embryo hasn't developed completely. It's still in its the embryo is in its infancy, in a very basic rudimentary state. Now it says that each half of the embryo then becomes into separate individuals, and they are genetically identical. Let's start reading. So I can say that this line is same as the next line. Twins form very early in the development when embryo starts into. Each half of the embryo continues dividing on its own, ultimately. This is again same only, whatever we know, and we can say that this is little unique part, because it's talking about it's basically talking about dividing the embryo into two complete individuals, and then they are genetically identical. Artificial embryo twinning is a low-tech process and is close to the natural development, where, let's see, first option, artificial embryo twinning is a low-tech process and is close to the natural development of twins when embryo splits into identical two. Embryo does not split into identical two. It says that each half of the embryo continues dividing on its own, ultimately developing into separate, complete individuals. Saying that twins where embryo splits into two identical twins, that's incorrect, because we say that here it says that the twins form very early when the embryo splits into two. This is correct, but then saying that each half of the embryo, they say that they're still specialized, and since they are since they develop from the same fertilized egg, they result into identical people. So this is slightly it is problematic, but we still keep it as maybe it's correct also in a way. what concern I have with first option is that it says that uh, that they develop into two identical twins, which is not been said anywhere. They say that uh, they they see, they are not identical, they are genetically identical here. That is a point which is mentioned, that from genetic standpoint they are, so we're not they're not clones of each other. Although cloning is something which is still scientifically it's still developing at a certain stage, or some stage it has been done, but then creating a complete uh, identical individual, that is not the agenda here. What is happening, they're talking about that it gives rise to two identical twins here. Then it says that artificial embryo twinning is just like the natural development of twins, where during fertilization twins are formed. Okay? So it says that artificial embryo twinning is just like natural development of twins, where during fertilization itself is saying that twins are formed. Now this is again incorrect, because it happens after the fertilization, right? It happens, twinning happens in first days after egg sperm join, when embryo is just made of small number of cells. So basically it happens after during the fertilization. This is again a extreme take, it may not be correct actually. Also this is also incorrect here. uh, okay. Then artificial embryo twinning is low tech, unlike the natural development of identical twins from the embryo after fertilization. Then comes fourth says that, yeah, so naturally if you come to fourth, you have found some problems in 1 2 3. So you can also reduce your time further by marking 4, because you have found problems in 1 2 3. Then fourth is naturally going to be the answer. But still, since we're preparing, still we'll do this. Artificial embryo tuning is low tech process which is mimetic of the natural development of genetically identical twins from embryo. And it is a low tech process which I mentioned here. It's a low tech process. And it is mimetic of the natural development. Yeah, it is mimetic of the natural development. All right. Also, development of genetically identical twins. Yeah, so they have used the word genetically identical here. This all is matching here. This all is green. Correct. Natural development of genetically identical twins. Right? Twins from the embryo after fertilization. So this way, say in such a short time, we are able to solve this question. Let's come to the next question here. A translator of literary works needs a secure hold It says that a translator of literary works needs a secure hold upon two languages involved, supported by a good measure of familiarity with two cultures. So it's saying that when a person is translating in between two languages, from one language to from A to B, he needs secure hold on two languages. Also, he should understand the two cultures also, right? So for an Indian, translating works in an Indian language into English. So for an Indian translating work, so if one is if Indian is translating anything is written in Indian language, say in Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada or Bangla, Punjabi, Malayalam, Marathi, whatever, into English, finding satisfactory equivalents in generalized Western culture of practices and symbols in the original language will be less difficult than gaining fluency of contemporary English. This is author's view. Saying that from culture aspect, gaining this amount of efficiency will be less difficult than gaining fluent control of contemporary English. When a Westerner works on the text in Indian languages, so they are saying that, so there are two things which have to be, two language involved. And a good measure of familiarity. With two cultures. Okay. So what are the two things needed? One skill is that you should be good in both the languages which you are translating from and the one in which you're translating to. Second point is that you should be you should know you should be very well versed, like at least fairly versed with both the cultures. What he's saying that if an Indian is trying to translate anything which is written in Indian language into English, then the understanding of the foreign culture of the English culture or Western culture will be less difficult than gaining control over English language. Okay, when a Westerner works on text in Indian languages, the interpretation of cultural elements will be a major choice. But when a Westerner works, then finding an interpretation of cultural elements will be a major challenge, rather than control over grammar and essential vocabulary of the language concerned. So rather than so for a Westerner, control over the language concerned will be easier, but understanding the cultural elements will be difficult. It is much easier to, and it says that it is much easier to remedy the lapses in language in a text translated into English, then flaws of content. Since it is easier for an Indian to learn English language than it is for a Briton or American to comprehend. So now, what are the two difficult things here in two cases? That Indians having to learn English language, that would be difficult. Okay, and in the case of Westerner, understanding the culture would be difficult. Now they're comparing this, which is more difficult of these two, saying that it is easier for an Indian to learn English language than it is for a Briton or American to comprehend. So for a British or an American to comprehend Indian culture would be much difficult, but for an Indian, understanding English will be really easy. Will be understanding. So this way, how do we summarize it? That we can summarize it in a way that for a Westerner, understanding Indian language will be, gaining control over it will be easier than understanding the culture. For an Indian, understanding the language will be difficult, and understanding Western culture would be easier. Now, out of the two difficult things, Indian understanding English language or understanding or learning English language will be easier than a British or a Briton or an American citizen learning the culture. So in that way, Indians are sort of better placed at doing the translation in that sense. While translating, Indian and Western face same challenges. No, in this itself we have found that answer is incorrect. So if you would just read half of the text and you came here, you get to know that Westerner face the same challenges, they don't face the same challenges. So in this way only we get to know that this is wrong. As preserving the cultural meaning is essence. Okay, why is this bold? We unbold it. Don't know what is the right answer. B says, as preserving the cultural meaning is a sense of literary translation. It nowhere said that cultural meaning is the essence of literary translation. It said that yes, remedying lapses will be easier to change. Will be easier to be done. For example, if somebody has made some mistakes in language, then it's possible. So if an Indian who has made some grammatical errors, then changing those, improving those errors is possible. But if a Westerner has made some content related error, the Westerner has failed to understand certain cultural nuances, then changing it would be slightly difficult. Okay, so it would be difficult. So this is very this is an assumption which cannot be this is an excess, and excess has been done. It has not been this idea cannot be confirmed from whatever information has been mentioned in the paragraph. So we cannot in fact the language, whatever information they have given here, that culture meaning is a sense of literary translation, this is not mentioned anywhere in the, hence it is a wrong answer. So just by reading this much we can tell Indian translators should translate Indian text into English, as their work is less likely to pose cultural challenges which are harder to address than Yeah. So yeah, they have said that cultural challenges are harder to address and quality of language, which was said here, that it is much easier to remedy lapses in language in a text translated into English than flaws of content. So this is correct. This says that Westerners might be good at gaining reasonable fluency in new languages. It has nowhere said that Westerners are good at gaining fluency in new languages. But as understanding the culture ref, reflected in literature is crucial, Indian remains better placed. So this is again a assumption which was done in option number C here. That understanding the culture reflected in literature is crucial, Indians remain better placed. So in this short time also we can solve our questions, we can make changes, reflection can happen. So I think um, so in this so I think this was we're trying to do some tricks and techniques, and we sort of ended up being doing short. So that's why the video is short, because we could do it in a very less time. We could solve the. So it's good that we are solving questions. Let me bring in more questions tomorrow so that the video goes for at least 1 hour, and let's try and solve at least 4 questions. Okay. So Unacademy subscription, like I said, that it's a good investment into your career. You can investment of whatever you will do, you will reap the benefits in terms of your improvement in skills, in terms of probably you will most probably you will get into a good B school choice. Live classes, interact with educator, live polls, leaderboard. So you get live classes which happens, which are plus live classes which I'm also going to do start from next week onwards, in which I'll come online and will teach on the Unacademy app. At the same time, you'll also get an opportunity to interact with educators. So you will get these chats, and you will also get, of course, special live classes which are free for everybody, which obviously the people who have subscribed for obvious reasons, they also have access to, since it's free. And there are live polls. So when we are teaching, we have chats, so you can interact with the educator. You get live polls also, in which will ask quizzes, and you'll answer those questions. Then from the test series and analysis. So test series are the backbone of your preparation. I've recently created a video on the importance of online test, how they're important. So that will also be that is also important. And then live doubt clearing sessions. So live doubt clearing sessions are also extremely important, that you will also get an opportunity to clear your doubt. So which one special class which we are doing this Sunday evening again will be on doubt solving sessions which have been raised by you in our Unacademy Telegram channel. So in the Telegram channel, you can place your doubts, and then we will take. I will prepare for it over the weekend, and then on Sunday we will do those, and we'll talk about some other things also, some interesting, fun things. All right. So please subscribe to Unacademy app, and help yourself to build your career. Thank you very much, and use the code. This is wrong code, sorry, how this happened, I don't know. The code here is Saxena live basically. So yeah, please utilize this. Let us meet on. We are meeting again at 2 p.m. For the RC class, and also we have our tomorrow again we have a 9 a.m. class. So yeah, verbal ability, solving, para summary. So now it is Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. and at 2 p.m. So thank you very much.